Hello again. I am Janer. I am with you with another video, guys. Today we are gonna talk an amazing topic. What's the pros and cons of being a pilot at Emirates Airline? Alright, we talk about the good things. Would you like to hear about the cons as well, right? Because not each airline is a great airline. By the way, I resigned from Emirates. I'm not working for them anymore, but I would like to be fair. Of course, there are lots of cons because once you start applying for a job, you should know that there's not a perfect company in the world. You should decide what should you do in your life. You should compare pros and cons. That's how you can decide, should I go for this company or not. The main purpose of this video is to help you to get a review of my experiences. This is my experience. You can decide if should I apply for that or not. That's the ultimate purpose. I'm not trying to show Emirates is a bad airline or Emirates is a great airline. I'm just telling my honest opinion. The first thing I would like to mention, night flights. I was lucky. I just came from Turkish Airlines. I was so used to make night flights and I don't like them. No need to hide. You can ask each pilot in the world, do you like red-eye flights? They will say you no, we don't like red-eye flights. But unfortunately, in this part of the region, the flights are at nights most of the time because flow is like this. Flow is designed that way. At nights you fly to east, during daytime you fly west. Therefore, Emirates in the Middle East, and it's a good connector, so people are flying all around the world via Dubai. Therefore, there is no way for you to escape from night flights. I must say that I didn't feel that tired compared to Turkish Airlines, but you should bear in mind that if you're coming to this airline, not because of Emirates I'm talking, in this part of the world, you will have night flights a lot and you cannot avoid them. Of course, there are good day flights as well, but these airlines are not seniority-driven airlines, so you will get time to time night flights. And I must say that as long as you work for Emirates, you will be flying at night. And that leads you to a very tiring situation. This is number two. They have 777 and 380, right? 777 is the smallest airplane. Everyone thinks that 777, they're ULR airplane, ultra long range, so they're gonna have nice long flight, but it is not the case. With 777, I used to fly 30-35 minutes flight. So since it's the smallest airplane in Emirates, you fly totally different than the rest of the operators in the world. They don't use 777 for, for all long flights. Therefore, you have all kind of some mixed flights, short turnarounds, medium range flights, long turnarounds, and then you have ULRs, and then you have all kind of variety when it comes to flying 777. 380 is a little bit different and they mostly fly long flights. Therefore, it sometimes gets very tiring for you, but you should bear in mind that it's not all the time same. The Airbus guys were complaining a lot when 330 was still flying for Emirates because all these short turnarounds are done by 330 guys. And 777 was flying long and the Boeing guys were very happy. But when I was there, 777 was smallest airplane, so all 330 flights have been replaced by the 777. So 777 guys start flying short flights and 380 guys start flying long flights. You never know what's going to happen in the future. It's like a sinusoid. So you will have this change in your career. Combined with the night flights, you can expect some tiring days and nights. They have some tools to prevent it, like rest days, and 1-2 days off in between the flights, but I must say that still you feel tired. It's not comparable what you are gonna have in Europe, let's say 4 days daytime, afternoon time flights where the airports are closed at nights, so there are curfews that you cannot fly in very tiring time frame like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. This is not the case. The Dubai airport is living 24 hours a day. Therefore, you will have tiring days at Emirates. And also, unfortunately, there is no union in this part of the world. it means that there's no protection. They can manipulate the contract as they want, as they wish, because there's no other party who's going to prevent that happening or negotiate on behalf of you. And this is really bad because there's no way that you can demand your right and they're like, okay, we fire you, or either you don't want it, you can resign. If you come here, every time the contract can change as they wish. And do they change it a lot? I should say no. They respect the salaries, they respect the things, but the things like, salary increments and everything is based on the company's discretion, and then you cannot change it. I joined the Emirates 3.5 years, I just see one step increase in my career, whereas some guys stayed in the company for 6 years, they only see one step increase as well. So if there is no protection for you, it's extremely difficult to get, pilots-wise, I'm speaking, the improvements in the company, like in Europe or in the US, is not comparable. But still, they offer a great contract. Still, what I'm trying to say, you should be bearing in mind that I need to have a backup plan in my life. You don't feel 100% okay because of that. Or what if I do something wrong? Or they will fire me. The other thing I would like to mention, challenging training. When it comes to training, I must say that was the worst airline that I have worked for, because the entire model that they have is based on check. Like they say that we have training, but I totally disagree. I'm 100% sure that if you made a survey independent survey amongst the pilot, and you ask them, do you think that Emirates is a check-oriented or training-oriented company? They will say it's a check-oriented company. For instance, I was going to sim support. The first thing I was getting, I'm there to support. It's not my sim. Oh, if you do something wrong, you will fail. You can fail too. You can fail too. Or you do this, you did that, If you repeat something in the simulator twice, objective achieve with additional training. Then what's the point of the training, I had a PhD degree, I worked as a ground school instructor, I was a research assistant in flight training departments, I seen 3 different airlines, all of them are, top 10 in the world. I must say that Emirates is the only airline that very check oriented, not into training part. I strongly disagree with that. That leads lots of different stressful situations. For me, until coming Emirates, the sims were fun. I really enjoy the sims. I take sims as a tool to improve myself, to make the mistakes, so how you learn how you don't do the mistakes. But once I come to Emirates, I start being nervous because I felt like, okay, if I do something wrong, then they will fail me. If I fail, it's gonna impact my command upgrade. Maybe if I fail, the next time the guy will come, not to, save the day, but to point guns towards me. That's exactly the thing what you feel at Emirates in the training department. I wish they could change their total philosophy. That's maybe one of the most important reasons why I left Emirates, because they're very checking environment. That's the ultimate thing that I don't like. I am strongly fan of this side. A pilot should work in a company where it's non-punitive. If you do some mistakes, it doesn't mean that you will be punished for that. I'm not saying Emirates is punishing you for everything that you have done, but Middle East, I'm not talking specifically for Emirates, Middle East companies are punitive. I can debate this topic until the morning, but they cannot change my mind, and I've seen lots of different examples on that. You can see the same example, how they approach in Europe, how they approach in the Middle East, is totally different. The airlines should support non-punitive culture, but unfortunately, I must say, Emirates is a punitive culture. Once you do something, okay, once you write an ASR, that's the problem, I have done it, sorry, that's it, it's closed. If you do, let's say, a couple of times the same thing in a year, or they're like, oh, you don't know how to fly, you will take extra training, then this extra training will lead you another problem. Then once it's upgrade time, they will tell you, oh, look, you had extra trainings. When the trainings are piled up in your record, then of course they will come to a point and tell you, oh, see, we gave you a couple of chances and you didn't use it properly. That's the approach. All in all, my 3.5 years in Emirates, I was not in a problem when it comes to simulators and everything. I enjoy my life, but I have to be an objective guy. I must say that most of the companies in Middle East are exactly the same. All right. The other thing I put in the con side, lack of proper bidding system. Once you are new in the company, you really enjoyed great lifestyle because you are in the most junior phase and they have a rotating system. You are in the bidding group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each month one group is top bid, so you can ask something and you can get it even though you are the most junior. This is a great thing when you are working in the company, let's say for the first year, 2 years, but once you gain seniority, then you realize it, oops, I didn't like this system because I'm gonna fly night flights, I'm gonna have all these unfavorable flights, I'm gonna fly them, and I'm gonna have all these layovers that I don't want to go. I'm in the company for 20 years and I'm still doing it. This is the thing you should decide. What is best, what is worst for you. In seniority-driven companies, once you are the most junior, okay, life is not that good. But once you gain seniority, life is great. I will say it this way. If you are young, and if you don't have family, you're okay to work a lot. But at the age of 50, most probably you will have a family, you will have kids, they are in university or they have their life, you have grandkids. You want to spend your spare time for them. So seniority-driven airlines, if you join this company 20 years ago, will help you to have this lifestyle. But unfortunately, in Emirates, they only give you one request. Imagine 5 months you are waiting to be on top. Once you are on top bid and second top bid, you could choose a request. This request can be a day off or a destination layover. That's it. And after that, you cannot plan for the rest of the month. That's not good from my side. Compared to Turkish Airlines, where we don't have any bidding system, still it's better than nothing. But compared to other part of the world, it's not good. And no one likes the bidding system in Emirates. That's the one thing I want to mention. If you think that you will go and you will bid and you will get whatever you would like to, get, there's nonsense. You will not have anything close to this at Emirates. Last thing I would like to mention is it is really difficult to differentiate your private life versus your professional life. Somehow it's connected to each other at Emirates because of the way that system is designed. You are eligible to live in Dubai, in UAE, as long as you work in Emirates. This is the bad thing. Once you leave the company, you have to leave the country. Your residence visa is valid as long as you work for the company. Once you leave the company, your residence visa is cancelled. You only have a 1 month. Otherwise, you have to leave the country, then you can come back anytime. That's what I mean. But let's say I have a green card, right? If I quit from my job, if something bad happens, I can stay there as long as I want without any job. I can use my savings. This is not the case in Dubai. What I'm trying to say, you have to have a sponsor to live in Dubai. As a pilot, if you leave the company, you need to leave the country. That's why it's extremely difficult to make a plan once you leave the company, because you're like, oh, what am I going to do with my flat? What am I going to do with my furniture? What am I going to do with that? Because if I cannot find a job within a month, then I have to leave the country. This is a headache. That's what I don't like. And the system is so connected to each other, you feel like, either Emirates is like your big brother, and if you are living in Emirates compound, it's even worse because your private matters sometimes can go to the company. Two neighbors, they fight with each other, Emirates is involved. And you have an issue with something in your private life, Emirates is involved. If you had an accident, like not alcohol involved, blah, 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 then Emirates is your sponsor, Emirates can be involved too. This is the thing. Okay, the management is trying to do their best to keep your private life as a private life. That's 100%. They do their best. But eventually, it is inevitable. You cannot escape from it. I hated my life when I was living in company accommodation. During COVID time, I was doing my sports on the park. Then I was reported to a security because theoretically parks are closed. I keep my safe distance, but one pilot's wife decided to report me and security came and warned me. And then I said, okay, I will finish, then I will go. And then again, she reported me and he had to come to me again and said, if you don't go, I need to write a report to Emirates. I was like, what is this? Are we kidding? Why does Emirates involve on this decision-making process? Those are the things that, you know, I don't like, because private life is private life. And also, one cons of living in company accommodation, since everyone is pilot, you cannot get rid of this work conversation, gossips and everything. You cannot separate yourself from rumors, what's gonna happen, salaries, flying hours, and you cannot escape from that. Now we conclude the video. 7 pros, 7 cons, and of course there are more pros and cons for everyone. One more time I want to tell you, I didn't want to make a bad comment about Emirates or make a great comment about Emirates. I wanted to show you my experience at Emirates, 3.5-year experience at Emirates Airline as a first officer. Personally, I really enjoyed it a lot. That was a great opportunity. Why did I leave? I already mentioned my reasons in the previous video. All right, guys, I hope you liked it, and I want to hear your comments. Please go down and send your comments. Please, I'm trying to be away from toxic comments. There is no benefit for anyone to get these bad comments, like very insulting, questioning, you know, trying to be rude. My YouTube page is not for those. My YouTube page is for those who wants to get benefit from my knowledge, my experiences. As usual, guys, please don't forget to like my videos, subscribe my channel, and hit the bell button to get the notifications. See you in the another video. Bye bye.